Hey, what's going on, world? My name is Tony Creech. I'm here with a Dusty Halati and Amber Ellergott, as well as John Trammell.
On the up and up.
From the Trammell family out in California, where raisins grow.
California raisins.
And people know what is good. This has been a poem and the intro. This is Citadel Uncut. This is where we don't cut. That's basically the idea. We don't edit anything. Anything goes, maybe not. But
it's live.
Point is that I can see you now in a way. If you speak in the comments, you and me speaking together through the interwebs, slowly, surely, and yet passionately. That's what
you're listening
all about.
to the quiet storm.
This is where we don't cut. That's basically the idea. We don't edit anything.
Sorry.
We're having some feedback issues live.
Reverb.
And finally, I'm getting a call from somebody here, a business call that I've been waiting for, happening now that I got you guys on the phone. That's sweet. Why don't you drop, if you're watching live, why don't you drop a comment and let me know what you're doing at the same time as watching the show. Maybe you're watching Grace and Frankie. Who knows? You could be doing anything, really. But you're here, and we're going to cherish that. Now that we just lost a viewer. Now that we just gained 2 viewers.
I want undivided attention. So if you're doing something else, stop. Just listen to us. Nothing else. Stop folding your laundry, stop doing your dishes. This is us time, okay? I mean, and when you're on your phone, you're always so distant from us, and I just feel like we need to have some us time and pay attention, guys, okay?
Nice. People are waiting for clients out there. That's sweet. Editing photos. That's nice. I guess you don't want to share your photos with us. That's not the way to drop it. That's not the pro way to go. So I am totally not going to reply to this phone call here, even though everything in me wants to do it. Amber, do you have a joke for today, like a starter joke?
I wish I did.
Trammell, are you there?
I'm here. What's up?
Hey, maybe you could drop us our first joke of the night.
I've got a joke, actually.
This is like John Trammell's opening monologue.
I've actually got a joke. The joke was told to me. I'm repeating a joke I heard earlier. So there was a man, a young man who he was a vital and healthy young man. He saw that it was a beautiful, warm summer's afternoon. He wanted to go on a horseback ride. He was an equestrian fanatic, and he wanted to go on a horseback ride. So he saddled up his horse, and he straddled the horse, and he started riding, and he's riding on the horse, and the horse suddenly sees something that spooks the horse, and the man is...
Is this going to be a long joke?
No. The man's an experienced rider, but he's having some trouble getting a hold of the horse. He kind of falls off the horse, and he's being dragged by the stirrup through the field, and then suddenly somebody comes over and taps him on the shoulder and said, "Sir, the supermarket horse ride is for children only."
Nice.
I don't think I get it.
It's just a bad joke.
I think part of why I didn't get it because I zoned out.
It was so long.
I
was reading people's comments instead of listening to your joke. I'm a bad friend.
I didn't zone out because it was a bad joke, but I was thinking, like, how do I turn this into a joke? And the joke I was about to say was, this sounds like a Viagra commercial. And then once you brought in, it's a children's ride. I'm like, it doesn't.
Oh no, yeah, you just lost that one.
It doesn't really fit.
What's going on? I did what Amber. See, that's the one. I'm trying to show Amber how she can get rid of the volume. There you go.
It looks like Jamie LaRue Machulis is drinking wine, which is a good thing to drink if I'm going to keep telling those jokes.
Yes, needed tonight maybe. So every week we like to set a little timer and give each other a little bit of time to talk about something. Now, I don't know, my producer's trying to say something to me.
Start with John.
Oh, John was saying something?
No,
You're
start
having...
with him with the 5 minutes.
Oh.
We're gonna start with me, huh?
Maybe we should introduce ourselves.
Yeah, like
So
should we do
we
some
have to
kind of
introduce ourselves by freestyle rapping.
Oh.
I said everybody's names, but that doesn't mean everybody knows who you are. So let's do that. I'm just going to make sure I share this live event for you and yours. Maybe you can take the time to spread the love to your families while we observe a moment of Destan Halati.
I'm doing fun by 5 minutes?
No, you're doing your freestyle rap of yourself.
My name is Dustin. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-boo.
No, that's not gonna work.
Oh man, that's not good.
Is this supposed to be happening?
Yeah, my name is Dustin Halati. I like writing stuff. I write on Citadel, Citadel.fm, CitadelMagazine.com. I write some stuff on there. I just wrote some memoirs about being in elementary school. If you've ever been in elementary school, you should read it and be like, yeah, my elementary school is just as dysfunctional, or maybe more. And I ran, so some people know me because I ran for MP in the last federal election and lost by a lot of votes. And it was an interesting experience. Wouldn't do it again, but it was fun. It's pretty fun. If you want to get sworn at on people's doorsteps, that's what you should. That's the career you should go into.
So people swore at you?
Oh, all the time. Yeah.
Like in person or just online?
Both. Yeah.
People swore at you to your face.
Oh yeah.
Can you give us an example? This is supposed to be PG for all
Sure.
the kids that listen at this time of night.
I'll use beeps. So, like, you know, this one guy came to his door and I said, "Hey, I'm running for MP," and he just goes, "Get off my property!" And I was like, "Oh," he goes, "Oh," and he goes, "Beep you, man! You politicians, you just say you're gonna do whatever, and then you get in, you do whatever you want." And I wanted to be like, "No, they're like that, but I'm not like that. Believe in me." Oh man, but you know you can't because like even in the back of my mind I'm thinking, yeah, maybe you know,
You're probably going to get in there and say,
I'm just saying
Do whatever I want.
you can promise a lot and then you can only do so much. So, you know, it's tough. It's a tough game.
so how did you, I'm guessing you just smiled, but
Actually,
I just want to
loved
be
it.
like, I'm going to get in and I'm going to do whatever.
In hindsight, I wish I just had fun with it, but I was like so serious and stressed the whole time because I was like, every time someone doesn't like me, then that's like a vote I don't get, and then that's like this opportunity I don't have, and money's really tight with my family right now, and I could use $150,000 a year. You know, you start thinking thoughts like that, and like there's all these pressures, and then you've got like all these pressures coming because there's all these changes in your nation that you want to be part of making, and if you do something stupid, then you could hurt, this party and these ideals that you believe in, and you could say something stupid on the internet, and then that could be a factor in people not having affordable daycare or affordable prescription drugs. So it's like there's a lot of pressure. Wouldn't do it again.
Yeah. I mean, I hope there should be pressure, man. People are paying you to just vote. It's pressure.
People paying you?
Yeah, really. I mean, you're getting paid by the voters. Maybe not directly, but, through
Oh,
taxes.
right.
You're getting paid
If you
to
win,
vote.
yeah.
If you win. If you don't win, you're paying
Them
for other people to vote against
to
you.
not vote. Yeah, you're paying. Yeah.
And you did.
But it was it's sounding negative because a lot of people hate you for no reason, but then also a lot of people love you for no reason, just because of what you're attached to. So it's both. It's great and it's not so great.
I like watching John Trammell in the live feed because I'm trying to see if he thinks that there's a time when he's not on camera and he goes for the old Pikarooskies.
Pikarooski?
I'm like, you have such a wonderful mustache now.
It is nice.
Have I picked my nose?
That was a really
you-
long
maybe,
introduction.
allegedly.
I'm sorry, guys. That was really long. Okay.
Oh, that's good. That's good. My turn. I'm Tony. Amber,
Hello.
can you drop a rap? Do you rap? You seem like you can. I bet you could. Like, go ahead, drop a beat. On the keyboard.
No, I can't do it. Sorry.
That's right, one for her. Her
That's
name
good, though.
is Amber.
Hey.
Not a lot of things.
My name
to
is
rhyme with
Amber.
And my name is Amber, and I'm here
Ella,
to stay.
Ella got.
Well, that's pretty good.
Ella,
Hey,
Ella got.
hey.
Ella.
My name is Amber Ellergott.
Sure. So what's your favorite part about being you?
I feel like I'm a little sassy. And no.
Nice.
I'm very blunt, and some people don't appreciate
She
that,
likes
but I do
blunts.
like that about myself.
I've never found you to be like bad blunt. I've seen you blunt,
I just tell the
but not
truth.
Bad blunt.
I say what everyone's thinking.
That's why I hang out with politicians, because I hang out with people that tell the truth.
Sometimes people think some pretty mean things.
Okay.
And I'm
Example.
probably thinking it.
Have you
Travel
thought
example.
anything negative about us since you got here?
No.
Okay.
Sure.
Until just now when John Trammell said something.
So, Trammell.
Yeah. First thing I've written for public consumption in a couple of years. My blog has mostly gone dormant in the last couple of years.
Is that because of the winter? To stay warm?
Yeah, it's hibernating. My blog has been hibernating. If people know me on the interwebs, it's from that. Otherwise, I've lived all around the world and have friends and connections in lots of different places.
And you put up some of your stuff on Medium, right?
On Medium, yeah, I've got a couple
Yeah.
of things on Medium. I have a really funny story from a zoo in Bali when I was on Medium. I just got a note from someone saying that when I go full screen, you can't hear me. I don't know why that is.
Uh-oh. I blame the tech.
Full screen.
Full screen. Ooh, this one's full screen.
Oh, let's try that. Let's try, okay, so I don't know what you said when you went full screen, but
Yeah.
you
Who
might want to
knows?
restate that, whatever it was.
Whatever it was.
It was about your
Here's
blog.
everyone the
You
full
you have been on Medium, and Medium was really cool, except what's lame about Medium is you go on there, and there's like, I don't know, no one on there wants to read your mind. So it's kind of like,
Is Medium
why
what
is
is
this
Medium?
here?
It's a self-publishing and sort of blogging platform. It started out being sort of crowdsourced, and you had to apply to be a part of it, and you could publish your own stuff. And it seemed like a really cool way to get discovered for a while. And then, of course, it started getting bigger and bigger and more notoriety, and all the
wasn't
corporations
Medium
found out
anymore.
about it.
It's large.
Yeah, it got large, and so now unless you're a writer with a platform already, it's hard to get anything actually noticed.
Yeah.
That's what I find.
That's not that's an interesting thing. I think people who get in early on things, I think have a better chance of making it work for them. I think like Periscope's that now. There's only a couple people who are on Periscope. It's not like a worldwide thing, but it will be.
I started periscoping
so?
in the first week that it came out and found that it wasn't like I don't know. I wasn't getting a whole lot of interactions. It again
Yeah.
seemed like one of those things. If your name was, I don't know, some famous person, Kim Kardashian or something.
Gaffigan's
Willy
on
Wonka.
Yeah, if you hit Periscope, you would get billions of followers instantly. But if you were just a guy in California trying to share a video of the coast, there was nobody
Yeah.
watching.
I
Half a
think
dozen,
you gotta do
maybe.
it a lot because you will probably only get a couple followers every time you go on, and then you can just do. But yeah, you basically have to be doing.
Well, like
it
what we're
every
doing
day.
right now is a direct competitor to Periscope.
Right,
Right.
it is.
That's just the truth. Is that I think Periscope isn't going to survive simply because Facebook has
is
gone.
dominant.
They've gone heavy with live, and you're more likely to watch live feeds in Facebook than on Twitter, It's just
I mean, you spend a lot of time just on Facebook. In order to do something on Periscope, you have to actually have the Periscope app, go into the Periscope app, and you're just going to Periscope for Periscope. You're going to Facebook for all kinds of other things. And so when you're already on Facebook and you see, oh my goodness, there's somebody who I follow or I'm friends with has got a live video, you might pop in to see that.
Do you use Periscope, Amber?
I don't use it. I've been on it once. But I agree.
Yeah.
It's not. Facebook is taking over.
The important thing with a medium like this, like for us, for a group like us we're trying to garner a following, is going to be consistency. As we're able to continue and do things consistently over time, then people will know that once a week they're going to get a video from this group, and whether they watch it live or they watch it recorded later, they know that they're going to get content from us every week. Then of course we have to follow through and make it interesting. But
the first time I went on Periscope, I was just watching a guy do mailing drug deals. So people were like asking for marijuana, and he was putting it in bags and mailing it to them.
You know, in Mexico there really is a mayor named Juan, so it's kind of weird.
Marijuana, yeah. And I just kept on like writing to him like anti-drug slogans. So I just like, just say no.
Hugs not drugs.
I did do that. That was one of them. I said hugs not drugs.
Guys, just so you know, for those of you not watching this because you're watching the basketball game, it is the fourth quarter now. Warriors are at 83. Oklahoma's at 77.
Yes!
I mean 86, 77. What's wrong with me? Point is that the Warriors are down. They need to have a win here.
Wait,
and the third quarter was electric.
But
third period.
They're up in the game.
Tony, so 1995. So, are you watching it, John, as you talk to us? Because that's kind
of course not.
I'm not doing it either.
No. Are we still in introductions?
Yes.
Yes.
So, have we all been formally
introducing myself.
I think John and you and Matt. No.
You should definitely follow me on Twitter. Whenever I go full screen, I think there's a Twitter handle on screen with me.
Sure,
I think.
Sure.
Okay. No, it's just you. Introduce yourself.
Oh, John. Can anybody hear John?
I'm John.
You're live.
I'm John.
Hey, so John's full screen now. Audience, can you hear him?
Can you hear John?
Maybe they can't hear me. Maybe they can't hear me.
Is it better? Can you hear me?
I don't know why that would make a difference.
Let me tell a story. I was driving home today from work, and there was
Do you want to switch him on full screen in case they can't hear him? Just as a safety. Go ahead, John.
I was driving home from work today, and there was a minivan to my left. They were going to turn into. They were in the turning lane, and as I was pulling up to the minivan, I saw that they had a vanity plate, and the vanity plate said Dr. Jekyll, and I thought, oh my goodness, that's brilliant. The guy in the minivan, the minivan is Dr. Jekyll. I wonder what Mr. Hyde drives. And because I'm me, and I sometimes just randomly talk to people in public, I rolled down my window and like waved at him, and him and his wife rolled down the window and like, what? And I yelled into his car, what does Mr. Hyde drive?
Oh, that's it.
He's like, what? He looks at me really confused and he says, no, Dr. Jekyll. And then he pulls away, and I noticed that the license plate did not say Dr. Jekyll. It said DRJLKYL. It said Dr. Jekyll. And I was like, that might be, he might be like Indonesian or something, and that's his last name. I don't know.
But because of you, he's going to fall in love with classic literature. And that's the win.
Robert Louis Stevenson, right?
Yeah, I made a fool of myself
Andre Dumas.
in public.
Dang it.
Which is something I regularly do.
Have
you guys ever done that?
Story.
Have you ever like rolled down your window and just talked to somebody randomly in public?
When I was single.
People do that to me all the time when I'm in Moose Jaw.
You know that? I have something to say about that. So, I don't understand why men will roll down their windows and whistle at women. What do you expect?
I don't know why
I'm
women
gonna say,
roll down the
hey,
window.
sure,
Wow.
I'll get in your car.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Why do
You just
women
whistle
yell at
back,
me?
see how they feel.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think they'd care. What do you do?
I just don't understand what the point of it is.
Okay,
Is catcalling something that commonly happens in Moose Jaw?
yeah.
No.
Extreme. I think it's extremely
I think
common.
so. It's a very
Every time I've walked Main Street, every single time I've ever done it, I've been catcalled at least once.
I think that says something about you.
It's probably Amy.
People yell things.
She's just driving around waiting for me.
People yell things.
There he is.
Yeah, when you walk Moose Jaw anywhere, and I don't think it's a hitting on women thing, though that's probably a subsection.
It's more of an acting like an idiot thing. Hey!
People yell things at you, and I was like, I've always yelled things at people out my window. And when I came to Moose Jaw, and then someone yelled at me when I was walking down the street, I just felt like I'm home. This is my place. This is where I belong. But it is like people do. Like,
Hey, that's true. I just want to say it's true.
yeah, like it was like 2 weeks ago. I was walking somewhere, and someone just yelled out the window in a big truck driving by me. It's like, "Hey, how's it going, bud?" That was it.
See?
That is something that does not happen where I live.
No, it's
Not
nice.
in the least.
Wow.
Not
But-
even if you're walking in the downtown area. That just doesn't happen.
Okay, so Amy
Mayor Vox
commented
doesn't believe
on
me.
this. Sorry, Amy said one time instead of a whistle, I got a MILF.
That's probably me. But
I'm gonna say that was Tony,
no, it's
but
probably
I
somebody
actually
else.
have had that happen to me
Really?
too. Here, but nowhere else.
They yelled.
Like,
"No."
how do they know I'm a mom?
I've just heard, "Hey, buddy, all right, man." What's that
that's-
about?
They
How was
would
your
have,
echo?
They would have to know your mom, right? Because the MILF thing is generally older.
Yeah, so maybe I'm just aging.
It just means that you're old. That's
Well,
sad.
I'm just saying, like, MILFs are...
You're not that old, are you?
I'm not gonna... Let's not talk about this. But...
Am I alone in not being fond of that acronym? I really don't like that acronym.
I don't. What does that even mean, John?
Mom, I'd like to fondle, I think.
All right, everybody,
Yeah.
we're getting an education here tonight.
I yell out of the car, like, at my wife when I drop her off at work, like, all the time. Like, she'll be, like, walking into... I'll drop her off at the school she teaches at, and she'll be walking in, and I'll be like, "Hey there, pretty lady!" And she acts like she hates it, but I think she likes it.
So, I think it's about time for us to move to our topics, our 5-minute topics. Maybe we should stop doing this. Maybe we should do it more. But the point is these are hard-coded moments. This is a line in the sand. A topic for 5 minutes only. We're going to go start with John. John's going to have 5 minutes. I'm going to set a magical timer here out in Wonderland. And the timer has started. You got 5 minutes to talk about something.
What? Oh my goodness. Okay, so I need to ask you guys, I'm going to poll you to find out which of I prepared 2 in advance. So, would you rather talk about, I'm going to give you 2 titles and you need to choose. The first is A Whole New World. And the second is Under the Sea.
Oh, so Aladdin or Little Mermaid?
Okay,
Would you
so
rather
this
talk about
goes
the
back
whole-
to us talking. Which one's your favorite? Jasmine or...
Oh, is it Disney Princess?
Let's pick
Which
up on
one's-
that.
Oh,
I just need you to pick a title.
Ariel's definitely...
Yeah, let's do Under the Sea.
Yeah, it's like Belle, Ariel,
Yeah.
everyone else.
Yeah.
All the other princesses.
Okay, so
she's
we're
natural,
choosing
right?
Under the Sea. Under the Sea is the topic. Okay, well, you're in luck. Earlier this week, Gizmodo reported on
It's not pronounced
the
Giz.
fact that swarms of octopus are taking over the oceans. The
You lost
news
me at Gizmodo. Is there like
The
another news publication? Sorry, I hate Gizmodo. I said it.
he said it. There it is. Anyway,
But there's swarms of what in the ocean?
octopus,
Octopus.
cephalopods specifically,
Ah.
octopus, squids, and cuttlefish are multiplying and filling the oceans in exponential numbers, over and above
No.
growth in other species in the oceans. Coral reefs are dying off, schools of fish are dying off. The oceans are a hostile environment for lots of different animals right
Is
now.
that because of sharks? Are sharks usually what eat the cephalopods?
I really, that could be a good theory, but for some reason, those species are taking over, and some are calling this a cephalopocalypse.
Nice.
So,
At least I hear that they're highly cannibalistic, so that helps.
the question is, how well are you going to be able to bow the knee to your tentacled overlords, knowing that with a little bit of batter, some really hot oil, and some marinara sauce. They're delicious.
They are. But that's true about most of my overlords.
You know, my dad was a kid, and there was like too many gophers, or there's too many like wolves. The county would be like, we'll pay kids like 50 cents a tail if the kids go out and like kill coyotes.
We need to get those kids out in the ocean.
to get those,
Some spears.
just so it gets level if there's too much of one species. So maybe just need to send kids out.
I think the U.S. government needs to supply the sharks with weapons. They seem to use that to solve a lot of problems. They could work in the sea.
I just wonder whether or not should we start adjusting our dietary intake to include more cephalopods. All three of those animals are edible and tasty. I wonder if they're starting to overpopulate and maybe take over, we need to fish them more.
Yeah. I mean,
Are you guys octopus eaters? Do you like calamari?
I do.
I do.
I've had it. When I go to the Mongolian Grill, I just get one of them though. So it's lots of everything else.
Yeah.
It's like a piece of...
You're not diehard.
Yeah. One piece.
Okay, but do you have like the favorite, like the ring or the like testicle?
Like the
Oh, the-
actual
That's
legs.
sorry.
I don't like the actual legs. I like
Tentacles. We were
Those are
talking
a
about
lot
very
of
different thing right now. Back
is
to
like,
talking about Elon Musk. I
I'm
think.
sorry.
I'm
Suction.
Okay, but I always go for the little circles.
It's true. Josiah Chris says China has laser attached to dolphins. That could help. We put lasers on the dolphins, let them go, and it's probably this probably isn't a problem in the South China Sea where everybody's fighting as there's like a little arms race down there. Yep. Serious political
crickets.
situation.
Start talking about the political situation in the South China Sea, and you're met with silence.
So let's go back to talking about the ocean, what everybody knows about. I love squid. Have you ever made like a squid dessert thing?
I haven't,
It's probably
but
good.
I'll make it for you for your
I
birthday.
don't want it. Tell you what I do want for my birthday.
What would you like?
Peanuts.
After talking about
They're yummy.
cephalopods
What?
for 5 minutes, you are going to wish you had chosen a whole new world. Let me tell you.
Oh.
What
In a way, don't we get that in the end anyway?
was a whole new world about virtual reality?
No.
Was
It
it
wasn't.
about science fiction?
No, it wasn't.
Was it about how we need a new world because we're destroying this one?
Tony, is my timer almost done?
Oh, speak of fun times. Amber, do you have a topic for us?
I do.
If not, if a commentator does not have a topic, one will be assigned to them by the host.
I have a topic.
Your 5 minutes have started.
This week I wrote an article on the 5 typical coffee shop customers.
And have you
I haven't
that?
published it. I'm
Okay.
looking for a few photos
Well,
for
sweet.
it.
So maybe people can. So you want people to comment in?
Sure. Let's
You
do
heard it. Make it blunt. Make it fresh. Make it hot.
So there's 5 types. I'm not going to go through all of them because we'll be here for 25 minutes. But the one that my favorite one is the customer that comes in and says, "I'm a coffee guy. Can I have a large double-double?" Or they say, "I'm a coffee guy. I'm going to get a cappuccino." So this is
So it's both the assertion that they're like a coffee person.
yeah, like I'm kind of
and
a
then
coffee snob.
ordering something that only somebody with a Ford pickup truck
Correct.
would buy.
Correct.
Totally, I'm totally getting some offended people right now. Comment in.
Oh, the pickup.
So I have a
association.
story.
Matt Brown told me to say that.
I have a story. Last week, this guy came in and came up to the till and said, "You know, I heard you guys did some renovations. I heard the owners did some renovations in here. You know, if you ask me, it doesn't look any different." It's like, okay.
Wow, you're kidding me.
No.
And did you say, well, that's because you were in here yesterday?
No, I should have. I said, well, it's
'Cause-
been like this for 2 years. So when was the last time? Oh, it was probably like 7 years ago. Then he ordered a cappuccino. I gave it to him, and he Well, he ordered a large cappuccino, so
Okay. And what's that?
it doesn't exist.
Okay.
A cappuccino
It's a
is
small
an
thing.
8-ounce coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so anyways, I made him a cappuccino. I gave it to him. He took a sip of it, and he said, "Wow, this really isn't that sweet." So I don't know if I need to leave it at that, but I just shook my head.
Because cappuccinos aren't sweet.
No.
So wait,
Okay,
did he
I don't
say
know
he
anything
was a
about
coffee
coffee.
person? Because
Okay, where-
I tried
so
coffee
cappuccino,
once.
a real cappuccino is just an espresso shot.
Espresso shot with the steamed milk, a little bit of foam on top.
Do you see, like, there's nothing sweet in that?
Oh yeah.
Make sense?
So he's a dum dum.
That's like a cappuccino. But if you, like, order, you know, I don't know, something that maybe Tim Hortons calls a cappuccino, and it's not, it's like not espresso and not steamed milk.
And mostly
Yeah.
syrup.
I mostly syrup.
And should I go on? Should I?
So what type was he? Just like the
Did he
dick?
say he was a
think-
coffee snob?
Well, they proclaim to be a coffee snob because they're in a coffee shop, I think. It's like, oh yeah, I'm the cool guy. I'm coming into a coffee shop, so I'm going to pretend to be a coffee guy. But then they really just want a double-double. So,
You know, well, the first time I ever went to a real legit coffee shop, I was at a punk rock show in high school. I was probably 15 years old.
Yeah, punk rock coffee.
I really wanted, I was a total wannabe beatnik, like kind of vintage punk clothes, very like, that's who I wanted to be. And I go up to this coffee
Great.
bar and I have no idea what to order. And so I order a cappuccino, and it is the most bitter dirt in a cup that I've ever had. I hated it.
Or like
And
a crappuccino, you know.
now decades later, I really enjoy coffee, and I know what a cappuccino is, and I know how to order, but then I was still so new to it that I
Oh,
wanted.
they didn't do it wrong. You just didn't like it.
No, I hated it.
So
I
here's a
couldn't.
question. So how if I was a double guy, if I was basically a Moose Javian, double guy, and I wanted to get into coffee, and I wanted to go into a cool coffee shop like the Common, what do I say? Like, if I didn't know what to say, what's the best thing I can do as an idiot customer? Because sometimes I'm an idiot, and I like to say...
Are you asking for a script, or do you want the people with coffee knowledge to give you an order?
No, I don't need an order, because I
know you know coffee,
I know,
but
I guess what I'm saying is, what's the best approach for somebody, for our listeners? Maybe they're listening and they're like, ooh, I feel embarrassed because I didn't know what a cappuccino was. What do you want them to do? Because it's like, you have a shop.
Yeah.
You guys have very nice staff. Do you want them to say, hey, I don't know much, take me for a spin around the world?
ideally, but usually I can tell if they're feeling
Ideally.
overwhelmed. I can tell when they're feeling overwhelmed. So for me, I would...
Never mind.
Okay,
No,
I'm
just
going
go
to
ahead,
finish
you
this one thing. I would say to them, hey, what do you usually get? If they say I'm a double-double type of person, then I would make suggestions for them. But I wouldn't leave them hanging, looking like an idiot.
So the best thing is to do is not to be like, I'm this, give me that.
No, just say what you normally get anywhere else, and I'll make something or give you some ideas.
Okay. Is there like, I know you're not gonna, your article isn't on this, but is there like tips for, because like your coffee shop is pretty nice. Like there's a lot of coffee shops where even though I have known a lot about coffee, when I go in there, I'm scared. Like I'm so scared to like order. I feel like I'm gonna order something and then be like, are you sure? I thought I was sure until I talked to you. You guys are really nice. So, I mean, you already have an advantage that way. So, like, do you, I'm just saying, is there like tips you can give people to get over the coffee shop fear? Is that a problem? Coffee shop fear? I think there might be.
It probably is, yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
Old
I'll
people
talk
are
to
afraid
them.
of iPads and coffee shops, and yet they love them both. It's crazy.
Amber, how do you feel about people who come in and order things that are more laborious, like somebody who specifically wants a pour over or a French press or a Chemex or something? Do you guys do that at your shop?
We do pour
Yeah,
over.
yeah, we do pour overs with the Chemex, and I actually really like it. I think it's a good way for people to try new beans that we get in. So I'm a fan of it, and I've trained our baristas to be fans of it. So I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, they like that stuff. I think so.
Yeah.
Cool.
I ordered the pour over anyway. I haven't had one in a little while. I gotta go.
I know of this good place.
Pain points. Pain points. Okay. Trammell,
Trammell did his topic.
you did.
Under the.
Is there anybody else here?
mermaids.
Anybody else?
You want to do yours? Or, you
Anybody else at all? Just kidding.
want to do yours? Or
Nah.
no? Oh,
Do
yeah.
you have a topic or do I?
Yeah, I
give
got a
you one?
topic, yeah.
Dang it.
My topic is I think everyone is way too hard on politicians, which people don't like to hear, especially for me because I really wanted to be one at one point in time, not too long ago.
So you don't want to be a politician?
No, not anymore. But
Does that mean you don't want to? You're leaving people in the cold. You don't want to help people?
there's other things to do.
You don't believe that?
You can make social change other ways. It's like,
I know,
it's
but
one of many ways.
But do you think politics are still a good avenue for social change?
For sure, yeah. Yeah, I mean, but it's also,
For sure.
For me,
And for the record, who are you pushing for in the American election?
me? Oh, Bernie Sanders, of course. I'm a socialist. But
You're a social democrat, you mean?
yeah. Socialism isn't a dirty word to me, though. I don't
It should
be. I'm not like, well, people call me a commie every once in a while. Like, just if they don't understand.
But that's
what
completely
socialism is.
unrelated to politics altogether.
Yeah, but anyways, I was gonna say one of the big things. I know you guys talked about it last week, but the whole Elbowgate thing. I want to talk about something that's a little different than that. Not so much. I don't want to get into did she get elbowed, did she not get elbowed, Brousseau. But I want to talk about how people have reacted to her and how people have been really hard on her. And I think the reason people are so hard on her is because she complained about something. And if there's one thing people hate about politicians is if they complain about something, because I think as Canadians we feel it's our right to inflict verbally or otherwise anything at politicians that we want. Not necessarily that we'll use that. Not necessarily like I'm going to go tweet insult, Brad Wall or Trudeau or anything like that. But I feel like I have the right to do that, to insult people personally. Or
Do you think it's some of that celebrity thing where? So if it was a
Celebrities
normal
get it a
person, if
little
one
bit.
of your friends got elbowed and they were like sad about it, you would assume their sadness was real.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be like, "Oh yeah, I bet you're gonna act like it was a real big deal, huh?" And they're because people get on any kind of celebrity or somebody who they see as like they view that if you're famous enough or if you're in a position like that, that there's some kind of magic thing that happens that lets me be able to write the nastiest garbage about you.
Yeah, well, what I thought was interesting because like
The internet in general, though.
it wasn't people's reactions. I don't think were partisan at all. So I don't think.
Maybe you can explain the whole Elbowgate thing.
Oh, okay, people-
because a lot of Americans might not know or care.
So if you don't know what happened, I don't want to get too much into it, but basically our prime minister elbowed an MP on the other side. He didn't go up to her and be like, "Screw you," and elbowed her. But he was trying to get through. He was a bit angry. He elbowed her. Some say it was hard. Some say it wasn't hard. Everyone's got an opinion on it. I don't really want to get into that. But what I find just crazy is that people have reacted to her so harshly. Like, this is a big, the party she's a part of is the NDP, and they're part of the opposition, so they're not in government. But anyways, people responded so harshly to her and her party, and it wasn't partisan though. So it's not like NDP people were standing behind her, and liberals and conservatives were saying she's horrible. Everyone, it seemed like everyone was really harsh towards her. You can go online. If you search anything online about it, you'll find somebody calling her a bitch pretty quick. And she's gotten death threats over this because she got elbowed and people were saying, "You overreacting," and people were really mad at her for basically just having gotten elbowed and said something about it. Complained, said, "This happened to me." Because I think people don't want politicians that complain about anything. We want them to be our punching bags in a way. And so
Well, this was literally perhaps a punching bag. Is the what do you call the house in Canada where they
House
meet?
of Commons.
The House of Commons. That's what I thought. Is it commonly a place of violence? That's
No,
not
it's not like
stereotypically
Ukraine
Canadian.
and I wouldn't even call this
Unless
violence.
you're on the ice.
I wouldn't even call this violence. It was she she probably didn't get a bruise from it or anything. Like,
he was trying to forcefully leave someplace. Were people blocking his way? Was he fleeing?
He was trying to grab somebody, right?
Yeah, he was trying to grab this other guy to get him to vote because everyone was like something. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, nobody cares anymore. Time is done.
People care.
They care too much, and that's part
Oh,
of it.
Allie, you're so wrong.
I'm with John Clapper. I think we need more elbows in politics.
Cole Sullins, Co.
So, if you disagree with Destin, let's see you ream him out in the comments. Let's see this happen.
Okay, but can I say just one thing about it? Without opening a can of worms.
Yes.
What if it was a guy that he did that to?
I was going to ask that same thing. If it had been a male politician that got elbowed,
what would have happened?
Would he have still said something? And B, if he did, would people have decried it so much?
Oh, because people were making the same amount of a deal of the guy that he was leading away. So he elbowed her, and he kind of manhandled, manhandle might be too strong, but he got this guy by the shoulders and walked him out. And people were really probably more upset about that. Mm-hmm. So I don't. But
are they mad at him or just saying bad comments about her?
People aren't mad about the guy that the Justin Trudeau kind of whisked away, even though the guy was saying as Trudeau was touching him.
The NDP did not end up looking good in this. That's for sure.
No,
whether for right or wrong, they were
the losers, and why they were the losers is because people don't. They would have been completely fine if they said nothing. If someone said, "Did he elbow you?" and she was like, "No, he didn't," even though obviously she thinks he did, right? So, and obviously,
it's a tough situation.
Yeah.
I think that either way she could have reacted. She would have been criticized, and I think that there is a special level of criticism towards victims because I think we all feel like. Certain people, when they're in the position of the person hurt, like we focus on them. If a woman's taking somebody to trial for rape, we focus on her more than the rapist almost every single time. It's all about her, how her testimony was exactly, how she sounded, whether she had been with anybody else, any of this other stuff. Like we focus so much on them, and it makes it. What does it make people do? It makes people not want to come forward. So it's very negative. So I even see the attacks on her, even if she blew it up, to be fairly negative. Like they actually don't cause good, and they make it so you feel afraid to say that, to complain or to say you don't like something. And I know I'm afraid to say something online. If Dustin hit me in the face right now, I'd be afraid.
Yeah, but see, people always say she blew it up. She didn't do NDP did not put out like a media release. The media asked her about it, and she made a statement. But it's not like it happened to her, and then
she went on a talking tour.
And she just said, CBC News asked her, "Did he elbow you?" And she said, "Yeah, he did." And then everyone is like, "She's blowing it up," but she didn't do anything.
Maybe she should have a reality show.
She just got elbowed, said she got elbowed, and then everyone lost their minds, saying she's blowing it up.
Well.
And even,
I guess it's like people start to attack Trudeau, then people start attacking her.
I'd say people are too hard on Trudeau too. People are way too hard on his wife, right? She can't get an extra person to help out with the kids, or people freak out about it. It's not like it's just one party, or just people are just generally hard on all politicians, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we did sort of move away from the core of your topic and start talking about the specific incident, but
well, some people might not know about it.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen much in American politics unless you sit near Newt Gingrich.
The
all
physical altercations maybe, but the question, Dustan's original statement was that we are too hard on politicians, and I think that across the board, Americans, Canadians, Brits, whatever, across both aisles, we are very hard on politicians.
See, I would say that we feel powerless, and because we feel so incredibly powerless, the little power we have, we try to wield like anything. Because when you see what's going on there, do you feel like you really make a difference? Like you have a voice and the way your country's run? No, you don't. You feel powerless, and when you feel powerless, you lash out. And we all really kind of feel like lashing out sometimes because of power. Whether it's me taking a picture of the roads that look like Tijuana, Mexico, that happen to exist inside Canada because some governments can't take care of themselves.
Although at the same time, there's two sides of it, right? Because on one side you can totally say, well, if they've volunteered and asked to be put in that kind of a public position of power, then they should be able to take a little bit of the heat. But on the other end of things, those of us in the public, in the general public, we should be able to also remember that these are humans, they're people with feelings and motives.
Supposedly,
and
what if
like
they're
that.
not though? What if they're not really humans? What if they're
they could be cephalopod people.
They're probably cephalopods or reptilian.
So Tony, did you have a topic?
But oh, sorry. Yeah. My topic's over. Go.
Thank you. I have all sorts of topics.
I did not mean to cut Dustin off.
No, it was done.
Besides,
done.
First, let me just get out of the way.
I'm just gonna get angry about it if I talk about it. Let's move on to something
Let me
else.
get out of the way that I was wrong. I know most of the people on here because the people are like editing photos and drinking wine. You're probably sports fans. So let me just say, I was wrong. The Raptors did win two games. I thought the Raptors could only win one game. They've won two. It's crazy town.
There's this
What about
sports team called the Rappers?
How'd the Warriors do?
The Warriors are playing right this moment, John. I'm so glad that you asked. But this isn't necessarily the topic I want to dominate, but there is only 1 minute and 45 seconds left in the game, and it's 107 to 101. We're going to bring in a live feed here. No, we're not. But we might.
That's amazing.
We could do that probably. I guess I was thinking.
That might be illegal though?
I don't know. I know that Facebook, if we try to play music, Facebook will algorithmically shut off this live broadcast if we start playing copyrighted music. I know because we tested that.
But not if we just sing it into the microphone.
Well, yeah, because
so we can be like, I like big butts and I cannot lie. We will not get cut off.
we could. I mean, we could still do it though. There's nothing stopping us.
This is the story of a girl who cried a river and
drowned
drowned
the whole world. Why she looks so fine in photographs.
Wow, you guys
when she
are
smiled,
not karaokeing well.
Did you guys know?
I could probably. I know the chords that is.
Have we started your topic?
No. But the timer's running as if I did. So.
Did you guys know there's a Christian Weird Al band that turns songs into Christian songs?
Oh yeah, but
and
the world doesn't
they did that
know
song.
That's important.
And they made it about Noah's Ark, and this is a story of a squirrel who ran around when God drowned the whole world.
Wait, what are they called? That's not the Dust Kickers, right? That's like the Experimenters, or John.
No,
you got it.
Something about an apocalypse.
They're called apologetics.
Apologetics.
Yeah, that's it with an X. Apologetics.
Yeah.
So bad. So, what I really wanted to talk about was... Oh, yeah, so, I don't know if you heard this week. What was my topic again? Two things. I want to talk about Apple Pay coming to Canada a bit more, and LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
So, LinkedIn...
The security breach?
In 2012, LinkedIn had a security breach. Are you guys on LinkedIn?
Okay,
Yes.
so I have a
No.
confession. I am on LinkedIn,
I know.
and I know,
I don't
because
wanna have to
every
fill out my
day I get an
resume.
invitation saying Anthony Preach wants to wants to be on my LinkedIn.
That's actually not me. That's their automated thing that they send out when you're not on.
Sure.
That's seriously not me. Maybe it is. No, it's
Yeah,
not.
I'll never do it.
I do like LinkedIn. I just
the
don't
problem
use it.
is some people accidentally sign up for multiple accounts, So I'll be friends with one Bob Seal on LinkedIn, and then I'll get, because he'll get on there on a couple other emails, so I'll get like connection notices from 3 other Bob Seals, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm his friend. And I'm like, I thought it was his friend. And I'm like, oh yeah, we're connected in LinkedIn. So who are these other 3 Bob Seals? They're ghost accounts. So you might have one from when you were in like Calgary or something. You might have another
do know.
one.
That's when I signed up for it.
Exactly.
There you go.
I was just guessing actually because I know that you were in Calgary, but people are asking for more from Amber. So that's nice to hear when I'm trying to start my LinkedIn topic. But anyway, LinkedIn, they had a data leak in 2012. And just this month, they verified that leak has been put online. So people's passwords and stuff. Now, hopefully if you're unlike Amber, if you've been back to LinkedIn since 2012, you've probably changed your password.
I have not.
But you haven't, and the problem is you likely might have used like one password on multiple sites. So if they get your LinkedIn password, they know your Gmail password or your, I don't know, the Skype password. I'm trying to think of other password places. Everywhere passwords. Your Sony login, and now they can hack Sony again because of your LinkedIn account, potentially.
But do I care?
You do when suddenly people are posting weird junk to your timeline.
Yeah, but I know for sure my Facebook password is not my LinkedIn one.
Are you? How sure are you?
Because I change my password on Facebook like every 2 weeks.
What about the Twitter?
I try to change it every
What about
You should.
Tweetbot? Twitter.
I don't. Well, no.
I thought that I read that the LinkedIn security breach was dashed passwords. It wasn't. It was usernames and dashed passwords and like city of residence or something like that. Which would be quite a relief if it was actually dashed passwords, unlike the breach from a few years ago or a couple of years ago when it was like real, like everybody's actual passwords got out for Twitter and Facebook and stuff.
Yeah.
What are hackers gonna do with this?
Mostly sell it to spammers or people who want to get into identity theft.
Yeah.
They're just curious about it.
If they get your data, they could, there's a way they could use your LinkedIn member ID. There's ways they can use information.
So moral of the story is change all your passwords right now.
Yeah.
Really?
That is the moral of the story. It's a good thing you're here.
Sorry to end that, but...
That was quick. Also, Apple Pay is more broadly in Canada now on RBC. I don't know what other banks, but with Visa. And I've been using it. It works at Common. You can go up there, pay
Apple
with your
money?
phone.
Apple Cash?
Yeah.
You guys use that?
With your thumbprint. Anywhere where the tap already works, Apple Pay works. So America doesn't have as much tap proliferation, chip reader information. Like Canada, it was ever... Because America was really far behind in that. They were still doing swipe stuff when Canada was all chips and stuff. And so even though it took forever to get Apple Pay here, it instantly works almost everywhere because almost everywhere has the kind of NFC readers that use it. But then there's all sorts of businesses that have them, like Burger King or McDonald's, where they don't even work. Not that I go there, because I don't. Except I went today for the first time in a while, and I think I still feel like there's like a pound of grease in my gut. A pound.
That's accurate.
So, can I
just say something about that really quick?
Sure.
I found out the other day that an Oreo has the same amount of fat in it as a Big Mac.
What? I had like 5 Oreos today.
So, there.
not a mega stuff?
What kind of fat? Is this good fat?
No, not
Doesn't
the
sound
good
like good
kind.
fat.
It's not full of avocados.
Probably good fat. Oh, that's the end of that.
Avocado.
What were you going to say, John?
I was going to soapbox a little bit. It really bothers me that so Apple Pay started 2 years ago. They started using it. Samsung Pay a little bit after that, and we're at the point now where most retailers in the United States are still not using Apple Pay. I know Samsung Pay is able to be taken at more places, but Apple Pay, most retailers are still not using it.
When you're saying retailers, you mean that a lot of retailers use proprietary systems to do credit card transactions?
or the systems that they use just don't allow for NFC payments, or specifically the Apple ones.
Yeah.
So the issue is, all of them said, well, we're going to incorporate it. We just have to change over our systems. And then I said, okay, that's great. Well, you change over your systems. And they took my advice and they changed over their systems, but not to something that can accept NFC payments. They changed over their systems to read the credit cards with the dumb chips in them. And why are we changing over to another form of credit card payment when everybody's just waiting on mobile payments to be
who would do that?
Ubiquitous?
I know exactly why they did that, but I think it's the wrong move.
It's like changing over. It's like, okay, we're going to change everything over to Laserdisc, guys. Laserdisc is the way to go. VHS is out. Laserdisc is it.
I love Laserdisc.
When DVDs already exist or something like that, and you're just, why are you changing over to the in between?
The truth is that when I use Apple Pay, Apple hides who I am and all my information, and it only gives like a kind of a check mark to the payment. So the retailer doesn't get any information. But when the retailer, and the reason why America has been so slow to move over is because big retailers like Target, remember when Target got hacked? It's because Target and big retailers, this is a marketing thing.
They're data mining.
Yeah, they track everything you write. They want your name, your card, because they have a profile on you. And in the Target database, it has everything you've ever bought.
They know what you buy. They know your spending habits, shopping habits, what day of the week you come in.
They customize ads to you. They sell ads, or they use that information to put better stuff in store and to leverage that in deals with the goods that they sell.
They catch you for murder sometimes.
They catch you sometimes for murder.
If you have a Target Red card, they know your email address. All different
so
stuff.
Obviously, with all that information, they can do a lot of things, like send you, famously, they sent like these, hey, you're pregnant, here's some pregnant coupons to a house with a guy alone with his teenage daughter, and that's how we found his teenage daughter was pregnant, because she went and bought some pregnancy stuff. And that's,
that's amazing.
The point of the story is that they use that data, they send you customized coupons, and in a way you're supposed to just like Google, you're supposed to like the invasion of your privacy because, well, they're more relevant ads. Instead of an ad you don't want to see, here's an ad you do want to see. Yeah. But it's really creepy, and then Target gets hacked, and everybody's credit cards are compromised. All this information is out publicly to the worst kind of people, the people you never want having it.
They're holding back progress and throttling our convenience for the sake of their own data mining.
Yep. And I mean, Apple drives a hard bargain because they don't care about the data. They make it so it's anonymous. So now if I go into that same place, all they get is a little check mark. They don't know who I am. They don't know anything. Right. And that's what I want, but not necessarily what Target wants, which is why Target hasn't switched over. So that brings us to the end of this episode. We need to do a little bit of a wrap up. So I want everybody thinking about their final thoughts. Maybe this time, instead of using your final thought as excuse to make a whole other topic, we can be a little shorter. I don't know. I'm going to be short because I don't have anything in my brain right now. So who wants to start? Dustin?
Me? Sure. And final thoughts are just a thought that we say. Is that correct? Is it? I would say, since my topic was we're too hard on politicians, every time you're about to crap on a politician, think about, is this about policy and making our nation or our province or our city better, or is it just because you want to, they're not on your team, so you want to crap on them, or you just, generally want to complain about something. So is it about actual policy, or is it just something to complain
So your
about?
plea is for us to remember that they're human? Or?
Yeah, for sure. Well, do we need to be reminded that politicians are human? Maybe. Yeah. Again,
some people think they're reptilian.
Yeah.
I wish that was a joke. That's not even a joke.
It's hard too, because some stuff is pretty funny. Like when Clayton Clydesdale made that video of Deb Higgins with the Grinch song going in the background. That's kind of, so sometimes it's funny. So if it's funny, insult them.
I think some of our listeners want us to wrap it up and sing out, end on a song. Maybe Amber can rap her section.
I'm not going to rap, but I do have a final thought.
Yeah.
Even if you're not into basketball, start watching the Raptors.
What?
I'm telling you, this is history in NBA and for Canadian basketball. So tomorrow night, watch the game.
I can't.
And speaking of history, my San Jose Sharks are heading to the Stanley Cup.
Yeah,
Woo! Championship,
Stanley
baby.
Cup, San Jose
San
Sharks.
Jose in it.
Can you imagine? Can you
That's a
imagine
good
the
story.
Sharks in the Cup and the Warriors in the NBA Finals? What?
Yo, the EA area is blowing up, my friend. Blowing.
Okay, so for my final thought, I'm going to actually piggyback topically on what Dustin had to say, but I'm also going to answer our listeners' requests for a song. So, are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. These are the lyrics to People Are People by Depeche Mode. People are people, so why should it be that you and I should get along so awfully? So we're different colors and different creeds, and different people have different needs. It's obvious you hate me, though I've done nothing wrong. I've never even met you, so what could I have done? I can't understand what makes a man hate another man. Help me understand. Help me understand. Now you're punching, now you're kicking, now you're elbowing me in the chest violently, and you're shouting at me. I'm relying on your common decency. So far, it hasn't surfaced, but I'm sure it exists. It just takes a while to travel from your head to your fists. Guys, sing it out with me. People are people, so why should it be
Why should
that
it?
you and I should get along so awfully?
Tell me.
People are people, so why should it be? No, nobody
Come on.
else? Great.
I act like we know that song.
It's Depeche Mode. That is classic. That's 80s glory pop. I cannot believe you.
That was great, though. That was brilliant. Thank you for that.
Well, sometimes they're hits, sometimes they're misses. For Depeche Mode, it was a hit. For me, a miss.
A missed opportunity. Oh, so I was gonna try to give you a beatbox, but I didn't know if with the delay from you to hear and if exactly what I'm hearing is going to be on time, and I don't want to sound out of time. I'm worried too much about what people think about me. I don't know. You tell me.
People are people.
Point is that the Warriors have won tonight.
Yes.
120 to 111. That makes it 3-2. And both games, both of the conference finals are 3-2 right now. It's kind of crazy.
It is crazy.
Both the underdogs, both the Raptors and the Warriors are down, but they're not out. This is why I think I'm going to end us on Frank Sinatra's My Way and take a little hat tip from John Trammell. And now the end is near. And so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full, I've traveled each and every highway. And more than this, I did it my way. Have a good night, ladies and gentlemen. Citadel Uncut out.
Aye.